Hello and welcome to my second game in the GSC Cup. This is actually the third round because I had a bye in the first round. Just making that clear to anyone who had watched and was confused. Yeah, let's just hard switching to Eggy here. In this game I'm bringing a Machamp Nidoking offense that I kind of like. And in the next game I think I'll bring a Charizard team. Yes, he has Raikou and Zapdos, that's good information to know. I'm just going to go for I want to go just for a Psychic here first. It's just relatively safe, especially given that Zapdos plus Raikou on the same team. I'm not a fan. Okay, well, this Zapdos being dead would be very nice for me. I honestly just want to boom here, but I don't think I can actually take 2 HPSs. So he actually goes for a Thunder, predicting me to switch out, gets the full para, and gets the full para again. So that's really unfortunate. That would have been a dead Zapdos, and now here he knows that I'm probably staying in to explode. So he could just easily go out into his explosion counter. I'm hoping he doesn't, I'm hoping he stays in. Yeah, I mean, the explosion's pretty obvious now, which is unfortunate. Let's just go for it though, because Nidoking has a better matchup versus Raikou than it does Zapdos. And Zapdos, it can check Nidoking decently. But more importantly, this Zapdos checks my Cloyster, my Machamp. Can annoy 4 attacks Snorlax, and it kind of checks Zapdos as well, so... Get full power, thank you. That's actually very, very nice for me here. He could easily just go for Pursuit here, but I don't know if he will. As I can just go hard into Machamp as he misses the Fire Blast, and the Curse, Rock Slide, Cross Drop, Power. Okay, that's good to know. I actually thought that this was a different set, one that I've got on the other team, which you'll be seeing later, which is Rest, Sleep Talk, Rock Slide, and Curse. Not Curse, Rest, Sleep Talk, Rock Slide, and Cross Drop. But this is I'm happy I have this set in this game because he's got a Tita, he's got the Zapdos, which could be annoying. The Fire Blast Miss does kind of annoy him, I'm certain, because, I mean, without that Fire Blast Miss, he wasn't really fearing this thing at all. Because then with the Fire Blast, he could just stay in Fire Blast twice, and I would have been forced to Cross Chop. He could have easily gone out to Zapdos, as he does choose to go out into Zapdos now. Rock Slide is going to do about 60 to 70%, as Thunder is a 2-hit KO if he can hit the second one. But it's not actually a 2-hit KO because I do have, leftovers. And odds are in my favour that he would miss 1 or 2 Thunders, so yeah. As he actually chooses to go hard into Skarmory, which is a decent Machamp answer. I can just cross chop here, we can try and get to the crit. Draw Peck is not doing much to me now that I'm at +1 defense. And Raikou is annoying. One thing I might do, depending on what he goes for here, because he could easily just Whirlwind here, I might choose to go into my Zapdos and then double into Eggy to get a to threaten the boom on the Raikou. He's got so many executor answers, it's kind of ridiculous. I'm honestly very, very surprised that he chose to stay in with Zapdos turn 1. So yeah, let's go hard into Zapdos here. He's probably going to go for a Whirlwind if he has it. No, Drill Peck was fine because if I cross chop there, that would be annoying for him. So now let's just go hard into the Eggy. As he does choose to go out into Raikou, this is a free Giga Drain. Means that he can't just freely go into the Tita. As he chooses to get up a Reflect instead, that's fine. I can deal with the Reflect up. A lot of my mons are physically offensive, which is the annoying part of this, but yeah, let's just go for a Psychic here in case he chooses to try and go into Zapdos to get the Recover up. GSC Cup. Isa is an amazing player, by the way. He used to be the head tournament director on Smogon. He's not an old gens main so much, but he's very, very, very capable at old gens, and someone that I look up to quite a lot when it comes to battling and his abilities as such. So bigging up my opponent out of the way so that I have an excuse when I lose. Honestly, Isa is better at me at GSC, so yeah, that's... I don't want to reveal the Nidoking yet, because it might cause him to play differently with his potential answers to it, as we do get the Giga Drain off, get a nice 40% on the guitar. He went for a Fire Blast last time. I imagine he goes for it again, because it's the strongest thing he's got to hit Machamp. I kind of just want to go into Nidoking, in all honesty, but I also don't like that play, so I'm not going to do it. I think I do like Giga Draining actually, because, well, we're getting really lucky, although we're getting parried, so not as lucky. I want damage on this T-Tar though. He's only got 6 Fire Blasts left, that's unfortunate in all honesty, because he's missed both of them, and both of them would have made the game a lot easier for him. Yeah, just in general it would have. So, we can try and put pressure on him with this Executor. Double Electric is an interesting team build. I'm not personally a fan of it. Obviously the Electrics are very, very good in GSC, but doubling up on them isn't something I like to do. I just kind of feel like it's, it's just something I'm not really a fan of doing, in all honesty. We can try and Giga Drain one more time, see if we can 1v1 this T-Tar properly. Or actually, there's almost no chance here that he's not going into either Zapdos or Skarmory, so I want to try and take advantage of that with my own Zapdos. But instead he chose to stay in and just go for a Fire Blast. That is fine. Thunder will do a lot here. I don't know if it will kill. It probably won't, especially when he's got a 90% Raikou just sitting there. Yeah, you don't take risks with T-Tar here, because this is easily a Pokemon that could work its way back up to about 70% health, as he does go into Raikou. Yeah, he missed the Thunder. That means almost nothing. The Raikou was taking next to no damage from that whatsoever. He could just easily go for HP Ice here. Kind of want to just go into Snorlax just to start attacking things. He's Reflect Raikou, which is annoying. Goes out into this again. I just want to Giga Drain. I want this T-Tar kept quite low, so yeah. I don't necessarily mind losing Executor that much, or at least losing health on Executor that much, because I have done a decent amount of work with Executor. Zapdos is much weaker now, so it can't check my Cloyster as easily. Actually, I can probably just hard switch into Cloyster here. Yeah, that's fine. He's gone for Fire Blast so many times. He's going for Fire Blast here as well. Does not to hit KO, which is fine by me. We can choose to either Surf or Spike. I would rather Spike. He's going into, I believe he will go into Raikou here because Zapdos would die to an Ice Beam if I have it, and would probably even die to a Surf in this situation. So yeah, this is probably going to be a long one. Isa is not really a slow player. That's not a knock on him, in case anyone thinks it is. That's a matter of just people have different styles, and Isa is more of a traditional GSC player in that he'll take his time over his moves and he'll make the best move every turn, or at least what he considers the best move every turn. I'm going to have to try and make sure that they're not the best moves. And he plays quite cautiously. He doesn't play overly aggressively, and honestly that's better in GSC, in my opinion. Going aggressive in GSC is not very reliable when you have other options. He does choose to go hard into the Zapdos, potentially just choosing to get off a rest here, but I can go out into my Nidoking in anticipation of either that or the Thunder, and that's good for me because if he goes for Thunder, his Zapdos is really weak. If he goes for Rest, then he needs to Sleep Talk Ice, Hidden Power Ice in order to do damage to me. I've gotten the Spike up, I do still have my Lovely Kiss available to me, so if he goes into Snorlax, I can kiss that. Oh, that's such a terrible choice of words. Yeah, it's not looking bad for me right now. Obviously Zapdos being back at full sucks, as he does go for the Sleep Talk, gets Thunder, Ice Beam does nothing. Okay, Hidden Power Ice is not a Turkey, so that's worth bearing in mind. Goes into this thing. I don't really want to do anything risky here, I just kind of want to go into Executor and just explode. I've had Executor around for a lot longer than I thought I would now, and it is paralysed. He does go for the EQ, revealing that he does have it. I think I'll Giga Drain first and then explode. No, Explosion is probably my first play here. Because if he's got Fire Blast, that would just be a waste of an Executor. And it will still kill the T-Tar as well. And T-Tar is actually kind of useful this game just because of the fact I've got a Zapdos, I've got the Snorlax, which he knows is my last, everyone knows is my last. Or rather, if you look at this team in GSC, you would know instantly that the last is Snorlax because I've not revealed Snorlax yet. Yeah. So this is the kind of team that Charizard would hate to play. Like, he's got Raikou and Zapdos double electric, that would just be not very fun for Charizard whatsoever. On that team I've got Explosion on Gengar to try and lure in the electrics, which can check Gengar and can easily deal with Charizard, just to try and, yeah. He's only got 90 seconds left. Staying in here is almost certainly not the play here, unless he... This is a matter of him predicting me to go for Giga Drain or not. Nope, he does go into T-Tar. Do we get the power? Nope, we don't. So T-Tar goes down, as does my egg. Here, I just want to go up to my Snorlax. We both know it's my last, but I can potentially kill off the Skarmory, which is going to be annoying for my Machamp to try and break through. And I can also just double edge against the Raikou immediately if he chooses to go into that. He chooses to go into Zapdos. This is a matter of, well, I've got the ability to just double edge you immediately. I feel like he's not going to go for Rest Talk here, for Sleep Talk here. I feel like he is just going to go hard into the Skarmory, which will just die to a Fire Blast here, so I'm going to go for a Fire Blast. He has a Cloyster, okay. As we see that doing not that much. Got a couple of switching choices here, but my switch in is Cloyster, because he could have Rapid Spun there. Obviously he didn't, but he could have. And here I can just go for a HP Electric. If we win the speed tie, if he stays in, it might not just kill, but it'll definitely do a lot. And both of his electrics are sleeping, so I have... No, because Raikou would just wake up next time. So I would switch out versus Raikou. But Zapdos, I think I'll just try and boom on that. Cloyster is last. That's an interesting build. Yeah, it's kind of... Okay, it doesn't kill, obviously. It chooses to be, so it gets rid of my Cloyster. That's fine, but equally, I feel like Nidoking is fine on my end here. As is Snorlax, in all honesty. The fact that I've got Fire Blast, he's kind of forced to go into Raikou here, so I'm going to go into Nidoking. As he does choose to go out into the one that I just mentioned. I'm going to go for EQ, even though he's going to go for the Reflect here, because he's going to wake up this turn. He actually chooses to go hard into Skarm. Okay, let's go for... I want to just go for EQ, predicting the switch into Raikou, and if he goes for anything else, it's relatively fine for me, I think, so I'm just going to go for EQ again. He chooses to go hard to Snorlax instead of Raikou. Yeah, he was scouting for probably the Fire Blast there, but we can just Lovely Kiss here. Then we can Earthquake, and if we get decent sleep rolls, then we can just kill off the Snorlax, which would be amazing. That's unfortunate. Yeah, well, that's just unfortunate, isn't it? So we can just Curse here, and as he goes into Skarmory probably, but I can deal with potential Skarmory, so... I mean, one of the best ways ways I think I've got to do is just curse up here and then just go for cross chop. Skarmory always has the risk of getting crit in that situation, and it definitely doesn't want to get multiple curses up against me because then it might be slower than me. I can potentially try and rock slide flinch it. As Skarmory does come out, we do live a drill peck from here if he chooses to not curse. He's cursing here 100% of the time. As we do get the crit, forcing him to rest. So now we can curse again. And now we can just fire off a couple of cross drops. As we get the crit again, that's incredibly lucky on my end. Rock slide, because rock slide will hit. Yep. And he could just lose to this outright here. He needs to get a Sleep Talk Thunder here. And he gets hidden Power Ice, so this Zapdos goes down. And Machamp cleans through. As long as I hit cross chops and things. Which I don't there. And hit this one as he gets the Reflect up. Yeah, understandable. So we live this one as well. And then curse, so chooses to rest, yeah. I thought that would be his play. So we've got 2 more turns of this, so we can curse one more time. 1 turn slept, this will be the 2nd turn slept, so we'll wake up the 3rd turn. Okay. Yeah, that's doing too much. He's got to reflect here. Oh shit, I might have just choked. Lol. That was a mistake. I do have Nidoking and Boom on Lax, so I'm not scared, but that really couldn't cost me the game. That was just a mistake. He did 67 through Reflect. He couldn't reflect there. He had to go for the Thunder. Oh wait, I got paralyzed anyway, so it didn't matter. Oh. So his play here is hitting a Thunder, which is, you know, that's 70%, it's not unlikely, but equally if it does miss, it is Thunder, so. Also here he could rest as well and try and work off paras. But he does hit the Thunder, so it's fine. Let's just go into Nidoking to EQ. If he chooses to reflect, I believe EQ will still put him in range of Spike's damage, or 3-hit KO rather, so that's okay for me. And then I can just EQ again. Snorlax is still sleeping. He chooses to hard switch into Snorlax. Okay. Raikou is now really, really weak. That's good to know, good to know, good to know. Why am I going for EQ there? I believe that this is his final turn of sleep, so yeah. To Zapdos. You start thundering. This is probably EQ Curse, but when he gets the Curse up, I can then go into Lax and well, I can Boom really. But gotta be mindful of the fact that Raikou is still there. He does Curse. Miss a Thunder. I've got to hit Thunders in order for Boom to be threatening enough. I feel like he goes for Rest here. So I'm going to go hard into my own Snorlax. We've seen that this is Curse, it's not got Sleep Talk. This is Curse, it's not got Sleep Talk. And what I meant is it's got EQ, it's got Rest, it's got Curse, and it's got normal stab, so it's not going to be able to attack me while it's sleeping. He actually gets fully parried there, and Booming is 100% my play here. It'll end the turn before he can wake up. Yeah. And if he goes hard into his Raikou, then that's just a really excellent read here. And we crit. That might have mattered. I don't know the calcs, but I think it mattered. Snorlax, Mixlax, sure, it's not self-destruct versus Snorlax with several curses up. What's that? 3. The idea here is they put it in range of Ice Beam from Nidoking. Boom did 50%. Ooh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, that's just unfortunate. So now we move on to the second game. Oh wow, what? I guess he went for raw there. Yeah, he wouldn't make that sort of mistake, so I'll just... Oh shit. Oops. I just closed the tab. That was a mistake. So yeah, let's challenge Isa. Challenge to where's Gen 2 OU? And then let's use the Charizard team. And if this fails, which I mean it probably will because it is the Charizard team, Charizard is not a good necessarily idea for a team. I'm trying to find the most delicate way of putting that. Yeah, Charizard is not a very good Pokemon in general. In GSC it's got a niche in terms of Belly Drum, Fire Blast, EQ and Rock Slide that will beat a lot of defensive teams after the electric is killed, and so this team is, and I'll just show it on the thing before he accepts. Yeah, I did notice that. So yeah, I've got a solid Zapdos counter, I've got a Gengar which can lure in electrics, I've got Starmie which can, I think that Starmie T-Waves them. Starmie spins, which is good, and then yeah, Curse-Lax in the normal Curse-Lax set, because Charizard Machamp can deal with a lot of Curse-Lax answers, basically, and then this of course has Explosion. Starmie which answers Nidoking, which is good. Turn 1 just explode turn 1 because Nidoking is a threat and a half. So I'm just going to go into Starmie because it's fine here. So let's just try and burn a sleep turn here. Starmie is a relatively solid Nidoking answer, but it does need to be awake in order to do that. And also if he has Thunder, the main set is more Fire Blast than Thunder. Thunder is more if your team is weaker to Cloisters, to Starmies, and to things like that. Cloisters is one of the things that Starmie 100% beats, so I'm just going to go for a Psychic here. As if he chooses to Spike, which he does, I can choose to spin these away with next to no issue. Explosion would kill me, but Psychic would kill him, so I think he'd be afraid of that and just switch out here. Equally, it is relatively safe for me to just go for a Psychic here, as he does go into Snorlax, as I can just spin now. I don't think he's going for a normal type move here, just because he has seen my Gengar, and he would normally switch in Gengar on this sort of thing, so he does go into his not Raikou, is Nidoking here. It's his Raikou answer. I'll try and justify my slip of the tongue somehow. And actually, the fact that he's going to go into his Lax here, I want to just try and catch that and go for an Ice Beam. As in, try and fish for a freeze, basically. Freeze would be so much more useful than a potential Spadef drop, because he could just switch out, reset the Spadef drop. His team does not appear to like Starmie at all, which is good for me. And we can just switch into the Gengar here and just Thief. Getting rid of that Nidoking's leftovers is nice just for longevity purposes. He actually chooses to hard switch into T-Tar here. I have Dynamic Punch. I don't miss Dynamic Punches. Yep. It does nothing because Gengar's attack stat is about 5, but yeah, I want to just go for it again, in all honesty, but Thunderbolt is just so much smarter. Fun versus smart, fun versus smart. You know what, let's just Thief these things leftovers as he chooses to go into Raikou here, which is amazing for me. This Gengar's putting in so much more work than it has any right to, and here, let's explode. Yeah. Misses a Thunder. It wouldn't have killed. That's now dead. And now Nidoking, Snorlax, these aren't Belly Drum Charizard answers anymore, so that's good for me. I want to say that he's going to go into Nidoking here, so I'm going to go into Charizard. Charizard has the special attack to just OHKO this with Fire Blast. Well, not OHKO, but like from 50% it will kill. I can potentially get a Belly Drum on the Snorlax, but the Raikou is dead now, which is very, very good for Charizard, as he chooses to hard switch into his Snorlax. I know that I literally just said I could get a Belly Drum on this thing, but I don't want to risk it yet in the game. Especially because there's 0 chance that he's switching it. 0. Like, actually it's negative. So, he does choose to Curse. That would have meant that he could have lived a +4 EQ, so I think that was the right play. We missed the Fire Blast, it does not matter. Snorlax's special bulk is such that it would have taken next to nothing from it. I want to just go for Cross Drop here, as we crit, so I'm getting really lucky. I'm getting incredibly lucky, in fact. That's his Snorlax dead, and that was a big threat to my team. Goes for Lovely Kiss. I have obviously this is a Curse Lax, so I don't care about Lovely Kisses. As he goes into Cloister, I can just Psychic. He probably booms here because this Starmie's been putting in a lot of work against him. Actually, Psychic doesn't kill, and Ice Beam would put him in range of Psychic, so Ice Beam is my play, because it could also catch a potential switch into the T-Tar, trying to get some leftovers damage back, leftovers recovery back. Obviously I am Pursuit Trapped here, but I can just Ice Beam to KO this thing. Rest T-Tar is a set, but it's not a common set, and I don't think he would run it. It doesn't actually put him in range of Psychic. Lol. As he goes Boom. Probably took a lot longer to get that boom off than he wanted, in all honesty. Let's go into Charizard here. His 2 months we've seen both don't like taking EQ. I don't mind getting hit with a move here, so I mind getting hit with Thunder. That's kind of I very much mind getting paralyzed. That's very. But Charizard, okay, Charizard doesn't win. But honestly, Curse Lax is looking like it does just win here, so swing some roundabouts. Let's just go for the double into the champ on the T-Tar switching. No, let's just go for the Sleep Talk. Sleep Talk is fine here. At this point, his Cloister's dead, his own Snorlax is dead. Whatever that last is, I'm anticipating potentially a Skarmory on this team. Or, well, if it's a Ghost type like Mismagius or Gengar, no, if it was a Ghost type like Mismagius, it would have gone into T-Tar, so definitely not that. It is Skarmory indeed, as we wake up there, that's unfortunate. But now his Raikou answer is at 70%, it's not very good for him. He obviously chooses to just Curse up here. Let's just go for the Hidden Power Ice. It's fine, a safe play. I think that, barring ridiculous hacks, I think we win, so yeah. And I'm 100% just HP icing all the time here because this is now a 2-hit KO on the Nidoking. But when 2 of your 3 electric resists are dead, it's not very good for you. He obviously knew that my last was electric. I think he's probably happier to see Raikou than he is Zapdos, because Zapdos is just stronger and wouldn't not really falter in this position whatsoever. I would just send it out and win. Whereas Raikou could actually lose to things like the Nidoking. I want to just see how much Nidoking's Earthquake does to me. Nidoking versus Raikou. Rest Talk. Yeah, it doesn't do anything. As he does switch into this. That looks to be a roll. I'm just going to calc this, see what that roll actually is. Tyranitar. That looks to be the highest of all possible rolls. I'm just going to go for a Thunder here. Or I actually have Thunderbolt, okay. So that's not a risk at all. I just want to go for Hidden Power Ice again, just in case he chooses double into his Nidoking. There's nothing that I'm really fearing here, so Fire Blast, yeah, that's doing like 5. And we can just Hidden Power Ice again. This is equally though my way of killing off that that Skarmory, so I definitely don't want to just sack it off here, so I'm just going to go hard with my Machamp and go for Rock Slide. If he chooses to go into Skarmory, that's fine by me. Chooses to waste his Lovely Kiss, or waste, that's a misnomer. But we can go into Snorlax and just curse off. Well, I don't know why I made that noise. As he goes into Skarmory. I imagine he curses here because that's... okay, he Whirlwinds. That's fine. I'm getting leftovers from this, so yeah. Goes into Nidoking. I do need to make sure that I don't misplay this too badly, because if he crits here, this could win. Although Rest Machamp probably deals with it 1v1. He chooses to freeze, or try to freeze instead. Does not get it. So let's just go for the Sleep Talk here. That was on the off chance he chose to stay in. I don't anticipate him going for anything other than Whirlwind here, because that would just... I mean, that's just what makes sense. I would normally choose to switch into Raikou here, but he doesn't necessarily want to risk mispredicting and me just going for a Curse. Curse Lax versus Curse Skarmory last is in Skarmory's favour, obviously. So yeah, I'm just going to make sure that that's not going to be the case. I'm going to make sure that Raikou does not die. He has played this really quite well though. As he goes for the Drill Peck, that does a lot more than I thought it would. He can easily just go into Raikou here. I'm misplaying, that's the worst part. Because yeah, he's getting these turns that I shouldn't be giving him. I do want to make sure that Machamp stays alive, but that was more just to waste an Earthquake PP. He's got to be slightly nervous about using too many of them, because obviously I do deal with his Earthquake user, and if he runs out of Earthquakes before he can kill off Raikou, then that's just bad for him. He's not stayed in yet, and I will live one if he does choose to, so Raikou, it's time for you to come in. As he does not choose to switch, so yeah, that's unfortunate. Let's just sack off. I don't even want to sack off the Machamp, I want to just go hard into Snorlax right now. Yeah, because that doesn't do anything. I can just choose to go for Sleep Talk. It's not a 3-hit KO, so he does need to get the crit to kill me, which he could obviously get, or the freeze. If he gets the freeze, then that would just be terrible to me. How many turns have I slept? That's kind of important to me. I do want to make sure that I'm not just going to wake up here. When did I last sleep? So, this is my last sleep turn. Okay, now they're being reset. So going into Raikou here is literally fine. There's nothing that the Skarmory can do to me that will mean that my leftovers don't kick in. Or, well, it can Whirlwind me, but if he Drill Pecks, that's doing less damage than my leftovers is recovering. And if he just Whirlwinds me, it's wasting his PP basically. game just means that I need to avoid choking, really. I want to save Machamp just for in case I absolutely need it. That actually did a lot more than I thought it would, but we can just rest here. And we're back at full, meaning we can take 2 more EQs. I really don't think he's going to go for an EQ here, but just on the basis of he doesn't have the PP to. Yeah, he does go for the Thunder. I was right. So now, yeah, let's just go hard into. Nope, he chose to stay in again, and he crit me. So we lose. We lose this game. Yeah, my way of winning now is critting the Skarmory a couple times with Curslax, but he's got Whirlwind, so that's not even a realistic possibility. Let's go for the cross chop. See if we can convince the Skarmory to kill us off, so that Curslax can potentially 1v1 this thing. That crit sucks, really. I mean, I've got lucky against him, so can't really say it's not deserved, but it's just kind of shit. I misplayed. Obviously that's how I lost this. But I didn't misplay. I lost this. Needs to be mindful of PP2. That's the only solace I've got in this. Obviously, if he crits with Draw Peck, it's just GG. I do need to be kind of strategic about this. Let's try and get a sleep here. There we go, curse. Okay, let's just rest. Players make sure that I use PP eventually, so I don't want to just give them the turns to. Let's go for curse, yeah. I can always fish for the crits though, the triple crits might win the game. So let's try and go for them. I'm just sad because I had this game won but choked it away. Now. Crits won't even kill, I don't think. I don't know crits mechanics. What are his nicknames? So this goes to game 3. I'm just honestly kind of just depressed from this. Because even bearing in mind the fact that I did misplay, or Isa played well as well, I can't take that away from him. Without that crit on Snorlax, not on Snorlax, on Raikou, then I should have sacked Machamp. Honestly, that was just a misplay. Trying to catch him going misplays was not good. I lose this game, but I'm going to be petty about it and make him kill me, so yeah, I'll see you in a minute. Okay, so we're back in the next game. I'm just upset. I played too predictably though, so that's something I'll mention. I'm just going to Raw, see what he has. He has a Cloyster, okay. Let's Raw, see what else he's got. He's got a Machamp, okay. Zapdos kind of covers all 3 of those. Need the Cloyster dead for Vaporeon to put in a lot of work. Need the Zapdos either dead or paralyzed for Vaporeon to put in a lot of work. Preferably dead. Yeah, so and not only that, like if you didn't get the Thunder Para on Charizard, that Nidoking was dead. If you didn't get goes Harden to Cloister here. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Goes to Eggy. He's not using the same team as me, but he's using some of the same mons as me. I can feel myself on tilt. That's absolutely the worst thing about this. I can feel that I'm going to misplay this game. Yes, he chooses to Sleep Powder me. That's fine. It's the one that I would arguably want slept the most, so yeah. Can't risk Zapdos here. He's not going to click Giga Drain here if he has it, so I want to go out into my Cloister. Or to be more accurate, if he stays in here, he booms, and if he switches here, he goes into Cloister probably. Or if he's got HP Bug, maybe Machamp, but I don't think he stays in here is the more important thing to say. And so I can potentially punish that by getting up my spikes. Does choose to go out into his Cloister here. I'm just going to choose to exchange spikes with him. Honestly, that's fine by me right now. Let's just go for Hidden Power now. He might not have Hidden Power Electric, although looking at his team, I think he probably does. Equally though, here, I imagine he would just go Harden to Eggy. Just because, like, why wouldn't you? Or Zapdos. Zapdos is, in retrospect, in all honesty, fine. Eggy covers Zapdos and a potential switch into Cloister unless he's got Ice Beam on his Cloister, so that's what I'm going to go for. I imagine he HP Ices here just because I have revealed the Steelix already, but yeah. As he does choose to go hard into his Cloister. So here I get to see if this has Spin, if it has Ice Beam. Honestly, in either of those plays, I think my best play is to go back into Cloister. As he goes hard into Snorlax. I've not yet ended, so that's fine by me. Goes for the Curse, let's go for the Sleep Powder. Okay. Yeah, sure, let's just get the 3-turn sleep. The 4-turn sleep. Amazing. At least we hit that one. I'm gonna boom here. Just get some damage off. Steelix. I'll just roll. Oh, fuck's sake, fuck's sake, fuck's sake. I'm just not happy right now. Let's go into Zapdos. I lose this game. That's gonna happen. I need to boom on the Zapdos in order to avoid losing this game, and I need to bait the boom from Cloister in order to avoid losing this game. Man. I'm just sad right now because this is the tournament I actually wanted to do well in. I lost to EQ crits under Paras. I don't know if he missed a Vital Thunder at all, so that's also worth mentioning. Boom will kill here if he has it, but he's not going to go straight for it because I would probably just switch out here in his mind. I want to go for a Sleep Drop, in other words. Although obviously Executor is in Zapdos on his team, so of course he does have the Snorlax, which also answers Zapdos, but yeah. Let's just go for a move. Fire Ice is actually the one I wanted to get as well, so that's nice. He Psychics. I don't think he booms here just based on the fact that I know Ice as a player somewhat, and I don't I get all the fucking sleep turns that I don't want. Oh my, I can't even hit a fucking thunder. Okay. Harden to Steelix, and then do I roar, do I? I'm just not happy. I'm just not happy with this. I'm roaring here just to see if I can see what this last one is. It might be Vaporeon, in which case I need to make sure that my Zapdos does not go down. His last was a Steelix, okay. That's good to know. We can go to Cloyster here. I don't know, I think I might want to Boom. He could roar easily, so easily. I'm really expecting roar here in all honesty. Boom would be a misplay here, so I don't think he goes for it. Yeah, he goes for the roar. And brings me back out into the Mon that gets hurt most by spikes and doesn't do enough to his team. Let's go into Zapdos. If he chooses to EQ, covers that. Means I take less spikes damage. Equally though, if I could kill off this Steelix, then loses to Curslax if he doesn't hit. His cross jumps basically. And if I can try and find a way to set up on Zapdos. Looking at his team, he doesn't need to boom here, so I think he just switches into something. Smarts is a decent option. Let's go into some Cloyster, start threatening stuff. If he was to just switch here into his Zapdos, that would be bad for me. Actually chooses just to Curse, which is arguably worse for me because now feel myself on tilt. I don't know what to do. I honestly just don't know what to do. I surf one more time and then he rests, so when he rests I need to hard switch into Steelix to roll. I'm not going to make this a 6-0. But if that Zapdos was just dead, and that Executive was also just dead. Jesus Curse. Now he's potentially in range of Surf plus Surf Crit. That's why I think he's going to rest here, but the fact... Wait, rest? No, it's fine for me to just stay in until he rests. And then I can go hard into Steelix. Going hard into Steelix on the turn that he rests is unnecessary. I did know that he was going to go out into it that turn, but it wasn't worth it. And now this is a free boom for him. I've got to go out into Cloyster because that's the only... Oh, he's even got Toxic. Okay. That's amazing, isn't it? Let's just go through some Power Electric here. If he goes into Snorlax, we boom next turn. If he goes into Zapdos, we boom next turn and try and hope that he misses a Thunder. I don't think he goes into Zapdos for for the rest of this game though, just because I think that he knows from what my mons are that my last is Vaporeon. He's still got the egg, which he can just sack as well. That's the fucking icing on the fucking cake. I can't beat his team with Curslax while Steelix is alive. I can't beat his team with Cloyster while his 3 water resists are alive. I can't beat his team with Vaporeon while Zapdos and Executor are alive. This must be draining to watch. I know that I don't sound enthused. It's just that I've been sent on top from that last game. Also, if I was Zapdos last game, which it would make more sense given that it's more offensive build, then I won anyway because Nidoking doesn't even beat Zapdos. He does go hard into Zapdos here. Well, my play is hoping he misses Thunder. I mean, he's hit all the ones that matter so far, so he's going to hit this one too. But might as well give it a try. Or he could just predict me to go into Steelix here, and he goes into Eggy, which is the good middle ground play. And I boom on the Eggy. At least that means that the Eggy is out of the way for Vaporeon, so I can potentially try and go for hacks, but yeah. Fucking hacks if I do that, so let's go into Steelix. If it goes into Cloyster, we can go into Zapdos. Go into Zapdos here, so we can boom, or he goes into Steelix here, which is honestly probably his better play. He knows I have Snorlax, he knows I have Zapdos, he knows that my last is probably going to be Vaporeon, so it doesn't matter, and he could just go Cloyster, but boom is my play. Yep, he goes into the good one. So now let's go into Zapdos, try and base boom for this thing. Now he goes Zapdos, HP Ices, and then if he hits Thunders, he wins. I've got to dodge an unbelievably high number of Thunders to have a chance of winning. And I'm out of the GSC Cup, which is the one that I wanted to do well in. And if I didn't... I'm not going to blame it all on hacks, because it isn't all on hacks. I also misplayed. But without the crit, I still won in that game. And without the Thunder paralyzing the Charizard, I also won in that game. So anyone still watching, like, thank you for sticking around this long when I've been dejected this entire game 3. And yeah, well, let me know what you let me know if you did in the comments, so I know who to appreciate for watching through the entire video. Misplays against Thunder, misses. misplay is misplay, or have your opponent who is, yeah, he's not missing things. Okay, he misses that one, but the chances that he doesn't miss, he misses all of them are just so, or rather misses, yeah, there we go. Thank you guys for sticking around. I did hax him in the first game as well, so yeah, I'll see you next time.